guys, Tomboy601, and welcome to the Chumphon, the all-new Tier 6 Pan-Asian Destroyer. This brand new line is, as I'm sure you know, in early access, and I have to say, I'm having a surprising amount of fun with them. They are definitely a difficult line to learn, and they're going to be a difficult one to play, but I think when you see people who use these a lot, you'll know to respect them. So what is the whole deal? Well, first off, let's cover the captain. We have a brand new cruiser captain. This is Chumphon, and this is the build I'm running for him. Inspirations are Mimbelli and Azurlane Belfast, though I do think you could switch some things out. When I was grinding the line until I got the boosted 10% range on a bunch of the ships, instead of the extra fire damage, I was using Beyond Range or Kuznetsov just to try to get a little bit more range. Because I think default, these boats don't have enough range, but once you get that 10% firing range that you get on the tech tree ships, then they start to feel about right as far as range to float time. Because, well, as you can see, Chumphon has a familiar silhouette. If you know your American boats, it's an Atlanta class ship. It's a Flint class ship. Well, it's Atlanta class. Flint shares the same thing, but it is a hull we know well, just in a new body and with a couple new tricks, just like the Pan-Asian Destroyer line. So we're kind of taking the theme of the Destroyer line and bringing it over to the ships. And what are the tricks up the sleeves of these new boats? Well, they have incredibly long-range torpedoes. They have lots of smoke. They tend to have enhanced AA, and well, I just named 3 consumables, and that means you are kind of missing one very, very familiar consumable to you, and that's going to be sonar or radar. Yeah, these cruisers don't have any ability to really counter that. So they play a sort of standoffish support role, but they can't really support anyone else. They're only there to support via their damage and their zoning torpedoes. So with all that said, let's get into this game and what we've kind of done. Well, we saw our destroyer go down out on the edge over there, and we see a Bismarck charging in. We dump torps into the general area. The kind of key thing with these ships is they have these beautiful zoning torpedoes. You kind of just throw them out. You see if they hit anything. They have super low detection, so they have a very good chance of hitting someone if you can get them in the correct area. And look, we just did. We got 2 hits on that Bismarck. Right now, I'm most concerned with this Cleveland. Why? 1, he's the only enemy boat. He's the only boat on the enemy team that has a radar, and I'm a smoke-based cruiser. Don't want the radar around. And 2, he's in the middle, so he could be doing some capping. So he's all knocked out. We're going to go ahead and get away from our smoke here because we know that Bismarck is most likely charging us down. One of the things I do like about this line of ships is their concealment and their smoke and how they pair very well. As you can see, we have a fairly small detection radius of only 9.2 kilometers, which is very, very small for cruisers at this tier, which means you can play things very stealthily. It's one of the things I really like about these ships because it lets you get into positions early game that you usually can't get into, and if you know what on the enemy team has smoke or what on the enemy team has radar, has sonar, and you're able to identify those early, you have some great advantage that you can play. The other thing I love about these smokes is, well, how quickly they reload relatively to how long they last. As you saw, that last smoke just kind of dissipated, and thanks to fully packed, we were only 10 seconds out from having it again. We left our fully packed area. Sorry, we don't really have Chumphon all the way beefed up, but the reload times on the smokes are fairly easy to chain together, to where you're minimally exposed when using them, which is incredibly nice. Anyways, we've kind of been sailing out in the open here. We're kind of just harassing this Iowa, waiting for him to come towards us. We can see he's kind of capping the area. We don't want them to really cap. We're down our 2 destroyers, which you could call the most important pieces, especially here in Epicenter, but we're going to try to turn that around. We have some pretty decent fire chance right here, just like the the kind of destroyers. The AP is also incredibly respectable on these boats. Ideally, probably right now, I probably should have been firing the AP, but we're just trying to get another fire going on this Iowa. But you can see we're doing some fairly decent damage on him right now. We also now have this Bismarck who is sneaking up on us. We're going to dump one set of torps, let the next set start to reload on us, and now we do need to start concentrating on this Bismarck. He most likely has his sonar running, but we need to start beginning to pelt him, knock out any of the secondaries that we can. Unfortunately, in this match, I don't think we had Belfast going, so we are spotted fairly quickly. It's not like we have the best concealment. We go ahead and pop our torpedo reload booster, and we are going to try to get out of dodge. Nose in on the Bismarck. The torpedo spread on these at these close ranges is fairly okay. He's going to go ahead and try to turn out, and well, he's going to eat 2 of the torpedoes right there. And if we can turn, we're going to set this the other set of torpedoes at him. We're going to pray for the overpen gods because let me tell you, you're in Atlanta. You know how good your armor is, and well, thankfully we don't end up needing it. Bismarck is all but handled. Time to finish off the Iowa here, and well, he goes down. And cool, we are all set as far as enemies go, as far as big battleships who are a threat. Now it's time to hunt down some destroyers, and this is going to cause us a bit of strife. As we talked about earlier, there isn't any sonar, there isn't any radar. You are kind of taking your life into your own hands when using these boats. As far as trying to hunt down other destroyers, you're going to need to have your wits about yourself, if you will, because you can very easily find yourself running into a set of torpedoes, especially when you know you're spotted, but you have no idea where you are being spotted from. It is one of the downsides to these boats. Now, what are the upsides? Well, supposedly, you're an anti-aircraft boat. You have pretty good AA, which, hey, that's pretty good because we've seen, especially recently, a proliferation of anti-aircraft, or of CVs. I will say, though, in all of the matches I've played so far, on all of my Pan-Asian cruisers, I have not run into a CV, which, hey, if playing this is what frees me from the CVs, I'm all here for it. Anyways, we are now kind of pushing in. We see that the last destroyer was seen in mid, and we are not currently spotted. So my assumption, we know the enemy destroyer is within at least the outer circle, because we see we are contested right here. We're going to cross over this next line, see if he's within the middle circle. He is not in the middle circle, so we now know that the enemy destroyer is somewhere in the outer circle, and he doesn't have line of sight to us. Good thing for us to know as well, he obviously isn't in the right half of the circle. He has to be behind this island somewhere. And personally, I'm being a little cautious. I'm letting my battleships know, hey, we kind of know where he is. He has to be right over here. Be wary, be cautious. We don't want you guys getting torped. Yes, we have a couple extra battleships to spare, but it would be nice if we all can come home to our families this evening, right? We're now seeing that we have both the center and that middle cap that he's out of. We're going to go ahead, get ready to try to cap this. We do have the support of our Plymouth, and now we see a beautiful smoke screen. Well, we could either A, try to push in, or B, allow our teammate to do the hard work for us, because he at least has a sonar. If not, he has a radar. And we can see that that destroyer is still in there. We did lose our torpedoes. Not that those torpedoes would help us, because we know he's a destroyer. And, well, deep water torpedoes, no bueno on destroyers. They don't hit them. They have too shallow of a draft for the deep water torpedoes. So we're just going to park ourselves right here. We can see the smoke is starting to abate. we're just gonna kind of try to catch him with his pants down as he comes out of smoke. But before he does that, hello Shiratsuyu. We're gonna go ahead and begin engaging him. I don't think Plymouth was really ready for that, but well, we're more than happy to go ahead and finish him off there. I feel like that should have been a dev strike there, right? We took more than half of his health in a single salvo. Yes, it was technically 2 salvos, but one of those salvos took more than half of his health. Whatever, game. I'm not here to really debate about it. But anyways, guys, we're getting to the end of the match as we take up the middle part of, or the last bit of this capture, and the last 2 enemy ships are far out, not going to really do anything. But guys, that is Chumphon. Like I said, the Pan-Asian cruisers are fun. You kind of have to rely on your teammates. You kind of have to rely on the luck of Deepwater Torps. If you know usual enemy routes, I think you're probably going to be successful in Chumphon. You just kind of have to have very good experience and kind of know positioning in order to get these boats to work. But if you can get these boats to work, they do offer a fairly unique playstyle, but one that you better just hope you don't require, you require some pretty good teammates. So you better hope that you have some teammates on your way. Anyways, guys, if you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. See ya.